Okay, so we'll open the meeting officially. It's 5:13 PM. And we are waiting for Stephanie, but I have not heard from Jim. Did you hear from Jim? So I don't know if Jim Stephanie is going to make it or not make it, but we'll keep him in the loop. All right, so we have a presentation today from Taylor Millspaw. I said Mills, from Waste Zero. And so I'm going to hand it over to you and let's go through it. It's exciting.
Perfect. Thank you so much. My name is Taylor Millspaw. I'm the Director of Municipal Partnerships at Waste Zero. And I'm so excited to be here. So just a little bit about Waste Zero. You guys are already using us for your overflow bags, but we work with over 500 municipalities across the United States. We've been in business for over 35 years, helping municipalities just like yours with our pay-as-you-throw programs. And when you work with Waste Zero, we don't just manufacture bags. I'm going to get into that a little more. We're really here to support you and be a resource, kind of like tonight, of deciding really what's best for your community with your trash. And people that come to pay-as-you-throw, they don't leave. 96% of all people that go to a full pay-as-you-throw program stay with the program, which is really great. And the exciting thing about this meeting tonight is you guys have already taken the first step to at least do overflow. And the overflow program that you have will be enhanced, hopefully, with a full pay-as-you-throw, but I'll get into that more in a little bit. So pay-as-you-throw is the most fair and equitable way to get rid of trash. You wouldn't want to pay for your neighbor's gas. You wouldn't want to pay for your neighbor's Netflix subscription. You don't want to pay for your neighbor's electricity. Why do we want to pay and subsidize for our neighbor's trash? And that's really what is at the heart of pay-as-you-throw. Some of our communities have started calling it save as you throw, because the more that you kind of think about what you're throwing out, the more that you are conscious of what is going into those bags, the more that you are going to save. And so it really empowers you to make the right decision of how much you're generating, rather than if you just have a straight fee with a straight cards and then you're paying regardless if you guys obviously have a vested interest in recycling. It just really makes it the most fair and equitable. So with pay-as-you-throw, you will see an increase in recycling, but also you'll see an increase in donations. So textile bins, book bins, not putting your leaf or yard waste into the trash. Thinking about, hey, I've got this old tricycle, rather than throwing it out in the trash, why don't I donate it? Really just thinking about what you're throwing out, because again, there's an incentive. The way that people have it now, yes, you have a little bit of incentives because you have that overflow, but just really, really thinking about, hey, I have this can, am I going to throw it in the trash or am I going to properly recycle it? And you will see a reduction of trash. If you went from no pay-as-you-throw to a full pay-as-you-throw, it's on average a 44% reduction. You guys will see about a 30% reduction since you already have an overflow program. So there are different ways to do pay-as-you-throw. The first being bagged system. This is the most commonly used way to get rid of it. And that is a reason for it's very visible. People are able to make it fair and equitable. So you've got the same bag, you know, everyone can put the same amount in here. You're just really thinking about it. There's also a sticker or a tag program. So you would use your own trash bags, but you would put just a regular sticker right on that bag. But with that, there comes a lot of problems, and we'll get into that in a little bit. And then there's also hybrid programs where you could do overflow with stickers. You could do carts and bags. There's just a large variety. And then since you guys have automation with carts already, you already have carts. 35-gallon carts is another way that is considered pay-as-you-throw. So without looking at my notes, how many of you think that there are 100 landfills in Massachusetts? 100. What about 50? What about 25? What about 10? Okay. What if I told you that there are only 6 remaining landfills in Massachusetts currently? There were over 300 landfills 30 years ago. So we are in a waste crisis. We need to do something about our waste. When these landfills close, that means there's going to be just a few options. The first being you can truck or train your trash to New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Ohio. But with that, there comes much higher tipping fees. So I know in your contract, it's going to go up to 103. That's still pretty good. Our friends over in Connecticut, they're seeing $120 to $130 per ton of tipping fees. So right now you're budgeting at that 103, but when these 6 remaining landfills are gone, that just means the prices per ton is just going to skyrocket because we have no other options. And we do have some incinerators in Massachusetts, but those are getting more and more expensive to fix. They have, a life cycle, but the parts are getting older, and we're not going to be citing any more landfills because think about it. Do you guys want to open a landfill here in your community? I don't think so. The last energy plant that was opened was in Florida. So we're really in a waste crisis, and that's where pay-as-you-throw comes in. So pay-as-you-throw is not a new concept. In fact, Massachusetts has over 155 municipalities that are doing some sort of pay-as-you-throw program. So there's either the curbside pay-as-you-throw or transfer station. And I know that you guys are all having a curbside, which is great. But with the pay-as-you-throw program, like I said, you will see a reduction in your tonnage, but also you will have more benefits from the Mass DEP. The Mass DEP knows that pay-as-you-throw works and there's incentives for that. So for example, for the RDP, you can get up to 6 additional points, which means there's more money that's coming back for adopting this program. Also, there are technical assistance grants that are available that will give you up to 80 hours of assistance to help this program start. And then also, if you voted and moved forward with pay-as-you-throw, you would get me here to help get people excited about pay-as-you-throw, but it's not something that's just new. It's something that's tried and true. And if you look into it, you will see that it is actually the way of the future. So, like I said about tags, that's another alternative. Tags are very difficult to enforce. That's because they're very easy to be counterfeited. And also, especially with curbside, when you're going and having a sticker on a small bag, the haulers want to get fast.
Yeah.
They don't want to be slowed down by looking and making sure that you have a tag.
Right.
There's also a higher risk of injury, so people will just stuff as much as they can into a bag with that one sticker. Whereas when you have a standardized pay-as-you-throw bag, you can't have a huge contractor bag. You have your 2 set standard sizes, and that's what fits in there.
How big is that?
So this is the smaller size. You already have the large size, but yes. So with the punch cards, it just really doesn't make sense for curbside. So why bags? Like I said, there's, those are yours. And these are some examples of the smaller sizes.
So are they 35 gallon
And
and
15 gallon.
35 and 15?
But do you put these in a can still or in a?
So you absolutely can do
So how
that.
do they know that they're all the, that what's in there is all this?
You're gonna find out. There's some very exciting stuff. But
Okay.
first with bags,
I have to pick some clothes.
Yeah. These are good.
you will see 20 to 30% of reduction of trash going from your overflow, but your numbers honestly are very high. I will expect that you will see a reduction of 30%.
Tonnage.
Your tonnage is very high, yes. But also you will get revenue for this, and I've already crunched the numbers and we'll go over that in a little bit.
Okay.
And there's also more community benefits. So one thing that I always want to talk about is when you have such high tonnage rates and you're just increasing your taxes to make people pay for the trash, you're literally just paying to throw things out. You're throwing your money away.
Right.
Whereas you could get revenue from your bags And you could use that other money for beautification, helping the seniors, helping the
Yeah.
library. I mean, if people really want to hold on to their trash so much, okay, if that's their priority, but I believe that we should be thinking about trash in a way that makes sense rather than just literally throwing our money away.
Mhm.
So you guys are already working with us. We make pay as you throw easy. We do a program which you already are involved in, which is RSD, Retail Sales Distribution. And what that does is we help you with the accounting, we help you with the inventory. We really make it so there's no added burden to your staff or to you guys in general. And so it would be a very easy transition already, since you're already working with us, to go right from overflow right to pay as you throw.
Mhm.
So here is how you would be able to do pay as you throw with cards. So this is a program that we are doing in Middletown, Connecticut. We would install a camera onto the trash truck.
Okay.
And so that way it learns what people are throwing out. So we would have a time that we would be teaching them. So as you can see here, there's plastic film that's non-compliant. There's a non-black trash bag. There's a green bag that's not compliant. So we can look and see who is complying with the overflow rather than just, or the full page, either not the overflow.
Okay.
And
What do you do about it? Oh,
here we go.
okay.
All right, so with our program, we would be able to really target exactly where there are offenders, people that are not complying. And what we do recommend is that you have a roll-up period. We need to make this an educational and fun thing. We can go to the senior center. We can go to the schools. We can get people excited about trash. Not everyone is going to be excited. I just want to warn you,
Not like this.
Yeah,
but
The trash committee was.
we can make them realize that
Yeah.
this is in the best interest of them. They are empowering. We can even make some fun activities. So like the average family of 4 should be making only one large trash bag if they're doing things correct. But then on the flip side, me and my husband, it's just a family of 2. We have no children, we recycle. We do one of these a week.
So that's how you save money, because you're using the smaller bags, with the large and. Yeah.
Which costs less. So here in this video, what you'll see, I was talking while I was showing it to you. I really did. So what we would do, we would pick a day and you will see they will find the offender. So rather than just going and searching every single person, you will see a map exactly where there's an offender. And what they do, they take a picture of what they put in and what their house is and geolocation.
Mhm.
That way it empowers you and our staff, if you decide to take our whole program, that we can educate people. We really think that you should educate
Come on in.
first.
This is
Hello,
Jim.
how are you? Educate first and then enforce.
You jump the cord.
Because most people want to do the right thing,
It's all right, you can sit there.
but as you can see
You could do it.
there's a heat map that shows you where people that are not complying are going. The majority of people are going to do the right thing with the proper education. So we would need to have a rollout period. That includes the education, newspaper articles, but this is not adding any extra burden to your staff, and it's not adding any extra burden to the haulers. It really is empowering people to still do pay as you go, even with cards.
So, I just, that will just start, so you guys, so you go to them, what do you do, send a note to them or something? Or-
Yep, so there's actually 3 things that we can do. So built into the price of the bags, we can do 3 things. First would be installing the cameras. And the cameras, again, are kind of our eyes and our ears. They're making sure that people are complying, they're targeting where the people are not complying and educating them, letting them know, okay, so starting January 1st, you have to use this bag,
You
not
put the camera on everybody's house?
No,
Nope, on the truck.
On the
Okay.
trash truck.
All
So
right,
they
all
can
right.
figure out when they're not.
All right, I'm okay.
You feel better?
Yeah, that's why it's,
So we can't
cameras
put
on
them on.
trucks. So step 1 is to install cameras and AI
These are the
system on trucks,
lowest,
so they're
small
not
bags,
already
they're smaller
installed.
than-
correct. So
We
we
didn't
would
even think
install
that
that, and
was
if
all
you
the-
move forward with our program, I'll talk about that in a little bit,
Yeah.
but we will cover the cost of installing the camera and this AI It's built into the price of the tag.
You
So,
do that to any hall, and every hall would agree to that?
so
How does that-
we would ask that you go say, this is something that we would like to do. It comes much better from you rather
Yes.
than coming from us.
Yes, we could just call you Mean Taylor.
Yeah, me Taylor.
Mean Taylor says you
Um,
can't do that.
So with this, that allows us to have some, we can really understand where we are as a baseline. We can start learning what people are doing, and then that way we move to customer service. No added burden to your staff. We have a dedicated team of customer service that people would be able to call us if we will go through and say there's a hauler, there's a house that is not being compliant.
They did.
It is.
Sorry if I sit in.
Oh, yeah, have a seat.
Welcome.
So we will identify them and we will go and have kind of a blitz. And we will educate them with stickers, but we will ask your hauler not to pick up in the future because we will go ahead of the truck. And then if there is a problem and they say, hey, you didn't pick up my trash, they call our customer service team.
Okay,
So again, puts no added stress on your staff at home. And that's where the boots on the ground are. We really find where people are continuing not to comply because there does need to be a certain level of repercussions if everyone else in the
right,
town is doing pay as you throw. Going back to that fair and equitable way to get rid of trash. You shouldn't let one household not do pay as you throw and then your neighbor is doing the right thing. So again, there's no added burden to you whatsoever because we're taking that on. We will even have our team come out, tag the trucks, or tag the parts
yeah.
and really just educate you.
So do
With
some, can I just ask, do some towns allow if somebody, I don't know why they would be, but completely opposed to this?
Then you're able to go to a private hauler. There's
Okay.
nothing that says
Okay.
you have to do pay
Yeah,
as you
that's what I
throw
thought.
or hauling through the
Yeah.
town.
Okay,
Everyone can do that, so
yeah.
it kind of removes the burden of that.
Is there any estimate like for, a smaller household over time, how much they might save by going to this instead of paying for everybody else in the taxes?
Yes, I have that
Oh, good.
for you. So like I said, we have a team of customer service. We can go to the house, but we also have the ability to do targeted postcards right to their house that is again covered in the cost of your program with us. We also have an app that would be free of charge built into the cost of the bag where people would download and they could get reminders. So say there's a big snowstorm and trash is going to be delayed one day. They could get a notification right there
Oh,
through their app. There's also, if you wanted to, added for bulky pickup, where they could schedule their bulky pickup online, pay for it, and we could give them the group that they're doing. But also you can do surveys that way, you can do education, you can do fun videos, and then again, the boots on the ground. Your staff does not need to go house to house. Your staff does not need to go cart to cart. Our staff would do that. We would just need the approval from you to put the stickers on the carts, put the education on their carts. Of course, it'd be approved by you, but really, it's a one-stop shop. So here is what we're thinking based on our data. So right now, you guys have a very high level of trash. Like I said, you will see a reduction about 30% with going from overflow to full pay as you throw. Also, you will see an increase of recycling, but it doesn't mean that's all going to go right in your recycling bin. That means more people are going to be utilizing the textile bins, the book bins, hey, my neighbor, would you like my old tricycle? Things like that.
Yeah.
So we're estimating you will see a reduction of 569 tons of trash through this program.
Have you seen a problem with people trying to recycle things so that we go in their trash, things that aren't recyclable?
So not necessarily because people are more conscious. Again, that's where the education piece comes in. So doing some activities with the schools, doing some press releases in the newspaper, just really getting people to think more about what they're recycling, thinking more about what people are trashing.
But the
And-
cameras aren't checking on the recycling, just on the trash.
Correct.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? Have you seen an increase in illegal dumping?
So that's a very big concern, and I actually brought you some case studies from actually the Mass DEP, not us. And if you think about it, there might be a little bit of illegal dumping in the first few months. But then people are gonna say, it's not worth me becoming a violator and over $2. You know, that's a lot of extra work, and if someone's not dumping right now, they're really not likely to become one. So the data shows that dumping does not increase.
Good.
Yep. So this really just puts it in perspective, what you should expect and kind of the breakdown. It's going to kind of equal out a bit. And these are other success stories that are like Overflow, 17%. Hamilton did see a decrease of 30% in trash, and then Ashland is a full pay-as-you-throw program, had a reduction of 38% their first year and saved over 139,000 their first year. So
So when they talk about the savings, is that just the savings of trash tonnage that you didn't have to pay?
correct. So
Okay.
for you guys, right here. So with the bags, you will see that there's an average of about 20 pounds for the large bags, 12 pounds for the small bags that go in here.
Okay.
And our data shows that this is based on all of our old stuff, but your benefit will be $239,812 your first year. So of course, that's not going to cover your entire trash bill.
No.
But what that means is you don't have to raise taxes for people. People are more in charge of what they're getting rid of. And that way you can spend that money on doing things in your community. Like we said, schools, beautification, senior centers, rather than just literally paying to get rid of it. And in 10 years, $2.3 million. And again, that is not taking into consideration that your tipping fees are going to be increasing even more. This was with that 103. 103 that you have.
So are you thinking you're charging the same price per bag or not?
So here is something, so we would be charging 0.075 per bag for that full pay-as-you-throw with the boots on the ground, with everything in addition to what you're already paying. So that would bring like your large bag, 49 cents per bag.
Right, and we're charging, what are we charging? It's 5 for $12.50, so what's that? 250? 5 for $12.50. 250 each of them. Isn't that what we're doing?
Yep.
Yeah. We're doing
$25 for 10 bags for $25.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys would have even more because I put it at $2 a bag.
That's not a good comparison because it's trying to keep the buying versus now you're gonna say the whole town
I'll give it a buy.
has to.
You don't have to, you can go privately contract.
You can go privately, your
Yeah.
private pickup.
You could, I mean, if you really, you know,
What happened with your study with Boxford, your conversations with Boxford?
I said the email, they no longer do pay-as-you-throw.
Is that because they got pushed to full automation?
I know that they had that's what they're doing.
Yeah, so this is a way that you can keep pay as you throw, even if you go to.
to the parts, yeah, because what they did is they were doing stickers. And they were just pulling out the problem with that.
Yeah.
So, but you're saying we could go to, instead of the 64-gallon cart, that we call these garbage cans carts, now, right?
Yeah, I would keep the same size that you have,
Well, we don't have any yet,
And
and everybody
they
uses
can do
whatever.
64 or 32
Yeah,
gallons,
but
right?
we've never provided them yet.
Which is fine. It, from our perspective, it's
But,
just saying,
but from the quotes, like I've been looking, I haven't gotten all the way through Boxford's.
Yeah.
But, just looking at their quotes, where they have, the first time they went out for a bid, they had like a 34% increase in just the pickup fee until they went to the, what they call automated pickup.
correct,
Which means you have, everybody has that standardized part, then, so the guy doesn't have to get out of the truck.
correct.
And that's the big deal.
And that's a big
Yeah.
push by the haulers
That's a big
now,
deal.
because,
Labor cost.
correct,
Yeah.
they only have to have one driver. They
Right.
don't have to have a driver and two guys on the back. So a lot of places unfortunately did leave pay as you throw. And if you look at their numbers and you talk to your Mass DEP MAC, you'll see that their tonnage went right back up.
Right, so we could do the parts and the page as well.
Correct.
So
But
the
do
card
you
would
provide the
go-
carts?
No,
No.
You don't
no.
provide the carts.
you
We'd have to get them from our current provider.
but not even if, you can still do pay as you throw the same exact way that you guys already are doing it.
But we're probably gonna see the increase in the pickup cost, because they're gonna have to, like I saw them on Salem Street, they had two guys on the truck. They don't always just have one guy.
Exactly. Now, the real cost saver for going automated is you have one driver on the truck.
Right.
You save one head on every truck.
Right.
The other thing is the driver never gets out of the car. So your
Right.
workers' comp is probably gonna
Right,
plummet as well, because
Correct.
now there's no back hernias, there's no.
right,
no
it's called the
shoulder.
automated pickup.
Everything is, the
Yeah.
driver never moves out of his seat.
It's
other than to go to
it's
lunch.
coming to a lot of municipalities, and this is a way that you can still maintain the benefits of pay as you throw with the cards, because if you don't have some AI technology,
Right.
then the compliance might not be where it is.
Right, but I like the way you explained it in the beginning, it's like, I don't wanna pay, for his cable TV bill, or maybe I do, mine's horrible, but he wouldn't wanna pay mine, trust me. You know, so why do I wanna pay for your trash pickup? I don't, I wanna just pay what I owe. And that's what this allows for, once we get past the charge of the carts. And I think Boxford's billing people for the carts.
Yep, which
It's
means
nothing
there's-
that, I think we'd have to do that too. In the days of us being able to absorb costs in our budget are gone.
correct.
It's like the trash goes up more than 2.5% a year.
In Hamilton also, you just.
And we have to cut other things to pay for trash pickup.
Mhm.
They're one of the community.
Unless
Recycling,
a deal.
trash and compost.
with
Yep, and so there,
I think theirs is even. children.
spread out
Yeah.
costs over a certain period of time.
But why should we, I mean, to me, it's like we've tried to absorb so much trash cost into our budget. We're now seeing a budget that just can't be balanced. It's a huge cost in our, 65% of our budgets are schools. And then the remaining budget, out of that, I don't even know the percentage that's related to trash, but it's growing.
and
It's
it's
just
the
trash.
shipping fees, like I said, our friends in Connecticut, 120 to 130 per ton. You guys still have a relatively low, but
Yes,
the,
Right now,
correct, the tonnages are not going down. The
No.
tipping fee is not going down.
With all due respect, I came in late, but I don't think I can't help it, but is this a police department we're hiring
no,
to oversee our trash of our neighbors and our residents?
well, no, but.
How does that make any sense to add a police department to watch the trash?
Well, let me ask you this.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, but we went to a 2-barrel limit and it is being followed in some cases and in others not. So if we decide that we should all start to pay our fair share of our trash, that's what this is about. Each person is paying their fair
By
share.
paying them to watch all the
It's,
residents?
you don't,
Well-
you don't have to, you can just do pay as you throw and you can have your staff look at it. This is just kind of a one-stop shop to
Right.
make it easy.
Well,
The other thing I was thinking before I came here tonight,
Yeah.
I think in our conversations, it's
Yeah.
$265 per household to get my trash picked up.
right now,
My cable bill is half of that a month,
yes,
and my cell phone bill is $70 a month.
yes.
I mean, I think the perspective and the convenience of having my trash, somebody come to my house, I'll pay an override. More
No,
money for
But
trash.
here's the
picked up.
problem. Well, I agree with you in what you're saying right this.
I mean, what you're getting,
But think of this.
$265 a year,
You
it's
go,
a bargain.
okay, but you go to the polls and you vote I'll vote this override to pay for my trash. Next year, the school comes back for more money,
Well, maybe
And
the
all-
school should start
no, no,
doing
no.
what they
but
have
understand
with what they
a
have.
general
Why do
override.
we always have to give the schools more
It could
money?
be anything. It could be the fire department. It could be the library. It doesn't matter. A general override is only dedicated to the item it's voted for in that first year. After that, it's free for all.
Well, the bang for the buck that I'm getting for my $265 to have this multi-million-dollar truck and driver come pick up my trash, I'll pay $400 a year.
Okay,
Override,
but you, can-
override.
but you could choose.
And how am I supposed to get rid, disappear?
Okay, but Jim,
Where all these tonnage
Jim,
of trash disappeared?
all of your trash is still going to be picked up. And maybe you'll pay $265, maybe you'll pay a little less, but it's gonna be under your control completely.
You're still gonna.
And the day that you get
You
fed up
still
and you
have
don't wanna buy any more colorful bags, you can call up a private hauler and
Well,
contract
making it
yourself.
Less convenient by adding these bags.
We don't have a choice.
Override, I'll pay more.
You
You
will,
will,
but.
But what
every-
about the people that
so what
don't
if
have?
it
And then people,
doesn't pass?
the last time that it went through, people.
Tell the school they can't have more money.
People were
It's not gonna work.
furious with the fact
Well,
that they had
somebody
to
should make
pay
it work
an
that way.
override for.
I have to go on what my pay income is to make it work.
I
Hey,
agree.
come on in,
But
Stephanie. Grab a seat.
if the other
This is
two towns,
Taylor,
said yes,
everybody. We're in the middle of a
what?
nice trash.
whether we have the money or not.
I
you
know,
know,
we
Sure,
gotta,
let's just continue though. We're gonna go. through.
yes,
Raise good points though.
I don't wanna hire a police department to monitor me and my trash.
And we don't have to, you can just do pay if you throw bags, but
It
we're.
seems like this is what it is.
It-
Cameras on the truck
If
watching
you-
what I throw
Well,
out.
no, she was
Not
answering.
going inside the
Jen.
bags,
No, I'm not talking
just
about
making
that,
sure
but
what's
you're
been
reporting
funded.
what I put out the trash.
but once you.
Just-
Nuts.
I want to make sure
I think
Taylor gets
so.
to finish. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just wanna ask one
And
quick
what's
question.
your-
I did come in late.
Okay.
I'm not sure what company you're with, if this is part of waste management or not.
Waste Zero.
Waste, okay. So you're gonna work in conjunction with waste management, AI technology and all of that, and
So we ask that you ask for,
Yeah, Hall, whoever, we don't know who will be with. This is for our next contract.
right, and how much on top of the next contract is this gonna cost?
It doesn't go.
it's built inside the cost of the bag.
Yeah, yeah.
So we would pay for the upfront cost and things like that.
Okay,
So I understand absolutely your concern about feeling that we are,
Invasive.
It's,
And
no,
listen,
no,
I
not
understand
only that, but it's an extra expense to get rid of the trash. Cause
correct.
we're gonna pay your company to monitor the cameras for each household. It's just, it sounds like an added expense. We're not helping anybody by adding another.
So the way that you're
Thanks.
helping is that your
Oh,
trash is
no,
going to
no.
be reducing. You have to think about right now, like, so
I can't reduce the amount of trash I put
I'm
out.
happy to come to your
Jim
house.
can't reduce.
I can't do
I'm happy to
Okay.
come to your house and go through it. So like, are you recycling every single can? Are you?
I was recycling pizza boxes, but then I found out those are contaminated, so I burned those in the outside fireplace. I was recycling pretty much everything I could. And the food waste, I told these people, I clean my plate, there's no food waste.
He doesn't fall for
Well, that's good, but.
There are a few rotten bananas every once in a while, but
That's
just don't get eaten.
But if you are concerned that this is going to be a much larger added cost, I'm
I
happy to.
just don't like a camera watching my trash that I.
I
put out.
understand that, but you also do have to think about when you put something out on your curb, it's no longer your property. Anybody can come
I
through
live
your.
on a private road, sorry.
He
So
does.
It doesn't apply to me.
Okay, so
He's
you're
the
the
outlier.
expectation, yeah, you're
Okay,
accepted to
okay.
the rule,
Why-
but
You're gonna keep going.
you just have to think.
Jim.
I'm sorry, I'm done. Take care of everybody else. I'm taking up too much time. I apologize.
No,
I'm just looking at the clock.
No, no, no. This is our first time with Taylor, and if we want her back, we'll get her back.
Good,
Mhm.
thank you.
You're welcome.
But you
She's
can
also
also
gonna give us the whole presentation,
Yes.
Jim, too. which
Yeah.
is good.
But really what you just have to think about is the collective good. You can't continue just to spend, just to throw away trash. I personally think there's much better ways to spend our money and just giving the incentive, because obviously there's a collective in this room about caring about recycling. You say that you recycle, but not necessarily everyone does. And that's where we could all come together and think about helping people go through their trash, being more conscious of what they're getting rid of, and just thinking not just today, but in the future. What happens when those 6 landfills are closed? Like, other people might be okay with doubling the cost of getting rid of your trash, and that's their prerogative, but I know me personally, I'm a family of two. My neighbor is her husband and 5 kids. I don't think it's fair that I'm paying the same exact amount that she is. I would be getting rewarded for thinking about what I'm buying, thinking about what I'm disposing of. And we have to do something because unfortunately, New England is in a waste crisis.
You're here.
So what other questions can I help with? I know I've thrown a lot of information at you all at once.
Well, this is really good. I know I've been looking for the Boxford thing because I wondered why did they go away from everything and I sensed it was probably because of the stickers thing and they want the curbside and they are, I believe, billing everybody for their cards to recover the cost of that. But then they went away from they didn't go to this, they didn't go to a bag. No,
They got rid of
no.
them.
I think the bag would be a really good idea. Because then, once you pay for your card, then you're only really gonna pay for what you throw out. Because that's what I was thinking in terms of Boxford, everybody's paying the same cost again. No matter how much you can only throw out the 64 gallon and then you go to overflow. So there's a little bit of unfairness in that, but what if you throw out less than one
Correct.
big thing?
Thinking about
Yeah.
seniors, thinking about,
Yeah,
also one thing that is to be considered that you drop your rate that you're paying yearly.
mhm,
So $275, drop that because you will at least get some revenue back.
right,
So people feel like they're getting something and not just now adding an additional
right,
cost.
because we've reached, not only is the trash a crisis, but our budget is a crisis. And that's a problem. So now we're looking at, trash gets pushed through because we have to have trash pickup.
Right.
But this gives us another avenue other than what we're looking at now, cutting services to the elderly, cutting services to the library, cutting services to our schools. We're cutting services for them. We're cutting them.
Well, I hope
But
what
not-
we do end up with, we get it right.
Well, that's what I want to
Yes,
work
but-
with.
but
you
I just wanna
make sure I
Yeah.
understand.
We gotta get it right.
We do.
$50.
I mean, I was in one of the
So
meetings
they
and the
feel like
selectmen
they
said
feel-
COVID messed up the whole thing, get with trash contract reviewed and everything, and they kind of pushed it through.
Well, I think
We gotta get it right,
we gotta get it right.
regardless of what we're going through, we
Well,
gotta get.
we have,
Taylor.
we have
Yes.
2 experts now, so yeah, Rebecca,
The
we have
weight.
two.
Bag.
We can have Rebecca.
Now, how do you control that? Because that really is the variable in tonnage, right?
Correct.
So, I mean, while the bag contents
If it easily break.
is
Besides that.
finite, the weight could be, anywhere, right? It could be stuffed with feathers, could be stuffed with bricks.
Correct, but the majority of household trash is not bricks, and C and D should not go in here anyways. You should not be throwing bricks or anything.
I'm making an
Okay,
example,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Trying to
Yeah,
draw the
yeah.
analogy.
Right.
versus milk cartons.
Ton,
Correct.
Huh?
a ton is a ton.
A ton is a ton, exactly. But now the bag limits space, but
Right,
not weight.
Right.
correct, but at least it's not a perfect system. But at least you're still getting some sort of buy-in and at least some sort of equalizer that people are, if you wanna try to fit your cat litter in here, okay, but you're at least paying for it.
No, I'm in partial agreement. I picture the elderly woman across the street from me. She's a widow. She doesn't even fill one 32-gallon trash.
Correct.
And, I have the wife, 4 kids, in-laws, grandkids. I mean, she is in essence subsidizing
Your trash.
my family's
We
trash.
all have to do
Which,
that.
no, we don't.
We do.
No,
We
please,
do.
please, I was speaking. Anyways, so in essence, I like the idea because now she could probably get away with one of those 15 gallons
Every 2 weeks.
every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And her cost out of her social security check is gonna be dramatic. It's gonna be, it's not life changing, don't get me wrong, but she will notice the difference in that kind of program.
But she'll have to sit on the smelly trash. I thought people probably don't want to haul onto trash for 2 weeks, especially in the winter.
Oh, it's every 2 weeks, not,
No, the regular
every
trash
week.
is getting picked up is
Every
the same,
week.
but
I'm
you know,
assuming,
if
yeah.
she doesn't wanna throw one of these out every week, she can hold on.
Trash out every week.
Yeah,
Do you-
If
do you-
you compost, you don't have to worry about the.
yeah.
Have any
if it's-
towns been able to bring in a
We
composting,
can see that. being the
composting,
case, and then,
in addition to
again,
this?
yeah, so,
So they pick up, you know, you put it out.
yep, one of the things we're actually doing in Connecticut, not here yet, but we're doing co-collection. We're doing the first ever co-collection with residential and commercial in the United States.
So what collection?
Co-collection, so you have a bag for trash and you have a bag for food scraps. It goes to the same facility.
Oh,
It's separated out. The green bags with the food scraps are then brought to an anaerobic digester. Obviously, we don't have a sorting facility here in Massachusetts, but we're working really hard because we think that's the future. If you've been to Europe ever, they have 6 bags,
Yeah.
trash, glass, food scraps, plastic. It's just, we're so behind.
sure. Okay.
This is the future of,
Right, so we could have one of these composting companies, if someone is only buying like one of these a week,
and food
they
scraps.
could justify paying for because right now people would have to pay for it. That's okay.
Scraps actually account for, there's some handouts actually of what we're
Except for
doing,
your
but yes, we're not doing this,
Except for a couple bananas.
we're not doing this here in,
Well, everybody has coffee grounds,
You
and
guys-
eggshells and things that
Yes.
inedible, so
us. You guys can
everybody
share.
throws out something each
So
day.
neat.
thank you.
I think I might have one.
Can I see them?
You haven't?
I got a piece.
But this is not in our stadium.
I don't have a snap.
I'll share with you.
Okay, right.
So it's just something to consider that we're doing in
Connecticut,
other communities,
okay.
and the first in the nation. It's very exciting.
Oh, and this gives a little picture of everything you're supposed to bring in your recycling.
So that's something that we can work on.
Which is-
I need to-
I love it.
I need pictures.
Yeah,
I don't think we
we're
need
really
them.
proud of it, and
It works better for me.
Oh, so recycling.
Oh,
goes
so you
out
can
with
put it
oil
both in
and
the trash
recycling?
bin.
I didn't know you can recycle.
yep, they
in the-
both go
So
exactly
that's
the same.
cool.
Yeah, we don't have any facilities here, but we encourage you wherever your trash is going to ask for
No,
that.
but if I've just.
Because
lined
it's
it
much
there.
more interesting from a town rather than us saying, you should do co-collection.
Yeah. We actually have to see what our waste management is restricted our recycling to, because they don't take. it.
Another route. It's all done.
Well,
to the same-
Another-
Recycle. Try to pull this thing tonnage wise.
I know, I know, but it's mandatory. Yeah, it is. Recycling is mandatory in the state.
And
I
we
know. we should
also
set
could
that.
help you decide how much you could lower your annual rate and still make the profit so that you're not at a loss. Obviously, it's not gonna cover the full cost of your trash, so that's $800,000. But
No, I know, heading for 1 million, yes, you know, it's going, yeah, but it would help us, it would help us keep the budget from going.
being in a
Right.
deficit.
Right, yes, and when I looked at what Boxford got for their first quotes on a manual pickup, that scared me, 34% increase, that's why they're going to the carts.
Yeah. I like this, having people pay for their parts and
Yes.
then, I love this.
Well, so, I know we're kind of a little pressed for time because we still have to approve something to go out in the mailer, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Did you think that?
but
Do you have any business cards, Taylor?
Yes,
Taylor
absolutely.
will come back to us, I have a feeling, when we have more questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Just let me know.
Yes, really appreciate that.
Did you have more in your presentation?
Nope, we can add whatever you need. And I'll just let you guys pass these around.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Taylor.
much.
I'm so excited.
This explained it finally in a way that
Information.
makes sense to me. Like I kept thinking,
So.
how is it that pay and throw
Curve.
allows anybody to control their cost if you're all buying the same carts? You know what I mean? It just, and now I get it. And now it makes sense. I get that.
It also lessens the
Yeah.
fight for the haulers that, you know, are they really limiting? So someone might have a 64 gallon, but they might actually have an 85 gallon cart, you know, like it just makes it fair and equitable.
Yeah, it does make it.
So anything people have already bought,
They can use,
they could still use something from Home Depot.
Well, except I don't,
Recycle ones.
I think our hauler is going to quote it as a manual pickup if we don't standardize the cards. At least what I read from Boxford, that's what I'm getting from them.
So you have to have all
Yeah.
the same stuff. Everybody would have to have the same.
For us, it doesn't matter.
Not for them, but for
For us, it
our
doesn't.
hauler.
All of.
Yeah.
For it
all
to
that-
be an automated pickup, they have to
Exactly.
know that everybody has the same card.
The
A
only
lot
way
of
you're
people
gonna
have already,
Yeah.
get that economy of scale and that
Yeah.
a
labor.
lot of people have already invested in.
Oh, I know.
We use
cards, you know.
We bought some
Yeah.
super duper great cards at our house party.
And
The thing I wanted, I mean, one of the first meetings I said, we need to have the cards, recycling and trash.
Yes,
But after listening to what we all were discussing tonight, to eliminate paying extra for that, everybody should probably put a sticker on their bag. If the bag doesn't have a sticker, it doesn't go on the truck.
So,
That's the simplest way to solve all these problems.
with that though, there's a lot of,
are these for us
Options
to
for-
hold on to?
Yeah,
Oh, great, okay.
options for making a counterfeit one, and also it really slows down your hauler. That they're looking for a small sticker this big, it's very easy to see who's complying or not, but your hauler is not going to stop. and look
Yeah,
at all sides.
a lot of sense there. He's not gonna go and take every bag out of the cart.
That
We don't
would
want
waste
them-
a
Yeah,
little
that's-
bit.
right,
Bad idea. Jim.
We don't
Thank
want-
you for
And then
showing
also,
me that's a bad idea and
Also-
why it's a bad idea.
yeah, but stickers, they're easier to,
I had to bring it up. I was just sitting here thinking that if there's not a sticker on that bag, I'm not gonna take it.
Really, energizing.
Well,
And I only caught the
I know.
last.
well,
Bring
any
it
questions you
forward.
have, please let me know.
I'm sure we're gonna
Yep.
Good, I'm here for you.
We really appreciate, you really
Thank
open
you,
our
Ted.
brains up to a lot of things tonight.
They're great.
Oh, thank you. They're from Savers.
That's what my mother had to do in Merrimack. Without a sticker on the bag, it didn't go.
I'll just.
Oh,
Yeah.
Merrimack,
Merrimack
Merrimack,
now does,
Merrimack was doing that.
yeah, they now use our program.
Hello.
Really?
Come on in.
Yes.
You could just
Cool.
file in.
Not 100% sure if they're full because they're not my territory, but
Yeah, because they said they
They
combined their contract with like 3 other towns to
yeah, I
make it
can
work better.
find out if they do full
Cool
pay.
folks.
Selectmen, but I
Oh,
want
thank
to
you.
just listen to this one.
We're just talking trash in here.
Everybody at home.
Yeah, talking trash with
I
Taylor.
know. Could be a weekly.
We gotta go all along to Connecticut now.
No, I live in Rhode Island.
Oh, it's just as bad.
An hour and 30 minutes.
And my
By now
grandparents,
they have cleared up all the.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to Press Cafe. That's my favorite place to go.
Oh, good for you.
Here, by the house.
But
Thank you
so
guys.
much.
Back.
You
Yes.
really kind of
Have a safe
opened our
ride.
brains.
Yeah.
Yes, and,
What?
yeah, we're still going.
all right, sorry for
Okay.
taking
Oh,
so much
that's
time,
all
guys.
right. No, thank
Oh,
you.
you need.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to have her come back.
Yeah.
But, so I wanted to get to the flyer because I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
No, the one that, let me see if I can get
I'm gonna
it.
add the specific date for the hazardous waste day.
We're gonna have one?
Where have you been?
We had one last year.
We haven't last.
I missed
We
it.
do it in Newburyport.
Oh, so it isn't really ours.
It is, because we work
All right,
together.
it's a new report.
Newburyport, West Newbury and Groveland.
All
Does it
right.
look, does it look fine in black and white? Like we could print it out in black and white, or would you want?
I
The
love,
color looks really pretty.
it really does.
What do you
The
want?
color takes out the lines.
I would prefer the color, but
We'll do the color. I'll second that.
What's the cost?
like we haven't, we
Let
call,
me, let me get to work tomorrow too, but I can do.
okay,
Two
two-sided and folded. So all we have to do is jam it.
But Rebecca, when do the tax bills go out? So that was the overriding question for you. What date do can we send the flyer to the people that are we outsourcing the tax bills?
Yeah.
Are we still doing it in the house?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's none. So do you know what the date is on
I'll
that?
need to check with the treasurer collector on the third quarter.
Okay,
I know that they just went out in January, so I'm not sure.
okay, and what did you think of the flyer that they did? I thought it was,
We can look right after asking.
Tax bills, and then we were gonna post it on the website and maybe
Yeah, that's.
put a couple of COA.
Sorry, this is what I got. Time is 5:30 on mine.
I know, I'm sorry, I didn't, you should have seen how many times I've
Leave
posted
the
this
deadline, so
stupid
we
meeting.
don't
Then I was trying to find the right
miss-
copy of it.
Then I work till 10 past
I'm
5.
sorry.
Yeah, because I didn't.
It was because of Taylor.
Oh, I wasn't the only
So
one
next
late.
time when Taylor comes, we'll know we have to be on the earlier side.
Alright,
Wait a minute, I'm looking for your.
so what did you want us to vote
Just flyer, I'm just trying to.
on? Oh, good.
We want to make sure that there aren't.
That it says what we wanted to say.
Jan, did you send it to me? It's from you, right?
No, Rebecca sent.
I think, yeah, because I put it in, I thought I put it in the, wanted somebody to make sure it was in the files.
You sent me an email, didn't you?
Yes, about making sure that it was.
Yes, and that's how I knew.
I really want it to be in color. Black and white just doesn't do it
And
for
it's
me.
flashy in color too.
Yeah, you have to have it in color, please.
It'll be done fast though,
Oh, no.
because the,
Oh, it's not on
The,
this one.
Drinking beer over there?
Yeah, no, it's permitted to
the
eat.
bills go out in the next couple of weeks, because March is the end of the tour.
And then. Let me see it on this one. Maybe it's me. I'm still looking for it.
It's sugar free anyway.
Oh, well,
Where is it? I'll look for yours. Rebecca sent it again. We've had too many things come back.
Thank you. Just leave it there and I'll walk on.
No, this is a good question. Too many emails.
I don't think it has any typos.
I
It's
didn't
really
see
just
anything wrong.
content related.
we're human, we'll be excused.
No, that's. good. No, is it? Wednesday? This isn't it. I have two attachments on this, but these are both.
Did you hear?
No.
Look at a paper.
Oh, do you have a paper?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, do we have in color? I was just trying to get the color
Oh.
copy.
I don't think I have any.
No, I didn't print it. in-
I have it.
You know it's gonna be better than
Yeah,
that.
we talked about this.
Yeah, it's really nice in color.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about it.
Yeah. Rebecca, you don't know what day you sent that thing out to the whole committee, do you? This flyer? Me neither.
It was recent. It was very recent.
Yeah, it was.
It was like,
You want to, let me see if I can. put it.
Let me.
It's not in, it's not in Teams, is it? Rebecca?
I did put it in Teams, but I don't, Jan couldn't find it.
Is anybody gonna make a motion to approve the flyer?
22nd.
Anybody?
Hang
I'm
on,
sorry, say that
I just
again.
want to show it to you in color.
I didn't hear you, Jim.
Is anybody gonna make a motion to approve the flyer?
People are still looking at it, I think, and then.
oh, found it. No.
Here's what it looks like
Oh, yeah,
in color.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better.
Oh, it's way better.
I love the title too.
We love the title. This committee, I thought maybe we should change our name to something that doesn't have trash in it, but now I'm
No.
feeling it. I feel like
I'm
this
not
is
offended
gonna be
by
what
that.
we're gonna be remembered for this
Yeah, I
headline.
like.
No, talking trash.
Yeah,
But you
I
know what?
really liked it.
I think it would have been better if it was reversed, trash talking.
I know
Well,
we
we-
talked
No,
about it.
we went back and-
I would have been offended by that one.
We went back and forth.
Yeah. No, I think it's wonderful. Do we have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Second,
And any more discussion on it?
Just that we'll put the date in, right? Steph?
Yep.
As long as Rebecca has time, I want Rebecca to have enough time, so that's why I want to push it through, kind of, so.
Well, I don't want
It's
Rebecca
so
stuff in
good,
the
that all the work
envelopes.
they did,
So if
if
you-
it can't get out.
If you need help stuffing the envelopes, let me know when you're trying to
you ain't folded.
do it or whatever. I can't,
Yes.
I'll help
I
that.
can't call in
Double-sided
sick to work, but I can
Yeah.
come like right from there.
Right, I've got
You know.
color, two-sided
I'll take a
folded.
day off to do
And
it.
I'll-
I don't, she's gonna give me the number
I
and
can
the
use it
date
there.
tomorrow.
Okay.
Text, and then,
Okay.
And I can call Staples too and.
Is it
I'm not sure.
unanimous?
I don't know.
All in
right?
favor?
They would-
All in favor?
It's
they would,
unanimous.
you know what?
Aye.
Right.
Yeah, okay, that's
Okay.
approved. So now where are we spending the money from for this?
Uh,
The what?
Apparently,
For
we gotta
this.
see what the cost
For what?
is.
Yeah, let's check the price.
And we gotta see what the cost is for
We can
pocket.
spend the money that we received from the RDP.
Yeah, the
grant that
RDP.
we-
Okay.
Thank you,
We cover
Rebecca.
some funded money.
Yeah.
If it's not too
That's
much.
what I
then-
worry.
That would be a
No,
contribution.
don't
I'll
say it.
split it with you.
Right, as long as.
I really want to say, I like how you gave so many resources for people, because like, there are days when I kind of look at them, and go, I don't know, can I recycle this?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then now every once in a while, maybe you have time, you go look at one of these places, these things, and we can put these, like, we can put bits of this on the website. So that
Bits of
maybe,
it are on the website.
well, like the clicks to know if you can recycle something,
I think it's a good place to put it in your tax bill. Everybody's gonna open their tax bill.
right?
Yeah, well, except for the people who don't get a tax bill,
Who are those people?
people who rent.
Rentals.
How do we cover that?
Well, then we put it on Facebook and we put it in the library so we just need a few extra copies.
McLean Town,
Okay.
Town Crier.
So this is a go. The other thing that I wanted to ask you about, and it kind of gets into our discussion tonight. Do we want to do a survey of the town and ask some questions of our council about trash? Let this go out first. I think let the information get out.
Bill said there's no dumb questions, I guess.
No, there's no dumb questions, but I think like
What
Boxer
suggestions?
did a survey, and that's where they got people more or less wanted to continue to have their trash picked up at their home.
We can do a survey monkey, but, I suggest that the questions be tailored to specific.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
We
yeah,
can't
yeah.
go,
Yes.
all over the place.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Yes or no.
They asked some
It's
interesting, they asked
actually
people if they were given a card, would they want a 64 or a 32, and the higher percentage wanted the larger.
Don't give them a lot of options.
No, because you won't get back any worthwhile
I mean, but
results.
do you
Yeah.
want to encourage that? Like, I guess I don't. Do we want, don't we
Well,
want?
do you
less?
wanna
Why
ask
would we
people,
say? do
are you
want 64?
interested in trying to save money on your trash bills?
Again, we should
I don't know, I
probably
mean,
formulate
just-
the questions before.
I can
we
look
do
at the
something like
Boxford
that.
survey again,
Get
because
the
they were
intended
going away from
results.
pay as you throw, and we wanna
Well, the
We want to
questions have
steer
be
back
very,
to it, so,
very clear.
Yeah.
Very specific in
because-
nature.
You're still gonna be paying for some of the trash on your tax bill.
you will have,
Even
you have to
going
keep,
pay as you. throw.
right,
So to say it's an either or isn't.
no, it's not
It's
either,
just a genuine-
well, the
Sorry.
curbside pickup will
Well,
have to be inside,
Saying to have automation, we
You
have
know,
to have all the
automated
same
pickup.
size
And the
containers.
Correct.
right,
Yeah.
So
yeah, until,
the people might have
but
less
the
in
increased
the same
cost
size
of the ton-
containers.
It's-
could be
it's
passed
So we
through.
can't
skyrocketed.
get
Could be
automation to
stopped
save the
through the
workers'
back.
comp and
Yeah.
two guys
So
on
that
the
as the
truck.
tonnage.
If we
cost
don't have the same
increases, like,
size
let's say
containers for them to
landfill
outfit the
person,
truck.
I see a sudden
Correct.
spike up to 130,
All right,
It's the same.
this is where we put that price increase, instead of trying to put it into.
and I want them to
The
buy the
trash
containers,
increases.
the residents that don't have them.
Maybe that's the way to start the survey, explaining
So it saves them,
why
makes
did
them
you
more
start this
money
endeavor?
in the long
You
run.
don't wanna force people to do anything that you don't have.
And maybe we can get along.
So how do you propose?
So
Well, I
then,
think-
see,
I think this
Yeah,
starts
they're
the
gonna
ball
make
rolling.
Opposition.
You set a good tone here. With what.
well, there's
I want it
other
to be
opposition.
conversational and-
Yep, no, I like
Other
it.
ideas.
Like a lot.
We'll figure it out.
We will.
And then,
Our residents deserve.
then we
us
just,
to
I
figure
think
it
the,
out.
you
We do
took
it
me up
right.
to that Boxford study, and I've been going through, I'm just not through everything yet.
Yeah.
They did a lot of legwork that could save us a lot. of
Okay.
time. Yeah. So I figure use their,
They just had their committee.
right, they just did,
They've
they
just
just
been
went out
working
to
on
bid. They just recently went out to bid, so the information from Boxford is all new. They spent a whole year, like we are, studying it, and also we might as well
Yeah.
learn from their
Glean,
mistakes.
We've got
glean.
18, we've got 18 months to.
Yeah,
We don't have to reinvent the wheel. hopefully.
right,
And
but
if
we
you-
don't,
If you wanna look at a town.
I don't mind
doing the
copying it,
curbside
you know.
with the bags.
Rebecca
Hamilton.
gave us an idea a while ago, when you would want us, if we go out to bid, I'm assuming we're gonna go out to bid. You wanted it by the fall or before the fall?
Before summer, so in June.
Okay, so before the summer, I had it told me, so that means if we're gonna do a survey, that would come on the heels of this. So at our next meeting, we should definitely decide if we want any kind of a survey
I think we already.
Survey monkey is.
And,
Want a survey, we all want a survey.
okay, and then do we want to schedule an open forum where people can zoom in and yell at us or whatever?
I don't mind getting yelled at,
Okay, good.
Listen, I'm-
but I thought the survey
See if you
might
wanna add
be
anything
peaceful.
that they didn't add.
Yes, but I feel like we
We got
should
the
have
wheel, I don't
at
have
least
to reinvent
one
it.
open forum.
Sure.
We're
Survey,
not-
a newsletter, so
I'll
newsletter,
dress nice like you that night,
dress real nice,
like you.
spiffy dress,
Always.
spiffy dad.
Just.
I might be able to clean myself up.
There you go. There you go. So, okay, so right now, are we good for this meeting? I think so. We're running out of time.
So you're saying we're gonna have a
Except for
survey
the
sent out.
minutes.
So for our next meeting, we should be ready to think about what would you want on the survey?
Well,
Did you
Uh,
want to
yes.
approve the minutes?
Oh, yes, let's do the minutes.
so, I'll move to approve the minutes from the November 27th, is that right?
Yeah, I think we're behind on
January.
minutes.
Yes, November 27, 2023.
I uploaded,
I may be,
January's.
okay, I
Yeah,
think I might have
I
to
have.
do the just November ones. It's me you're waiting on. I think you missed that meeting.
Yes.
Everyone's waiting on me.
Well, do you want, if you haven't done them yet, it should be on video, right? I actually didn't even.
Yeah, it was on
Okay, so
video.
let me just get it from. the
Are you
video.
sure?
Absolutely.
I'm so sorry. I've been,
I'll make a motion to, no, you made a motion to approve it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
now,
make a motion to second,
Oh, okay.
your motion
all right,
to approve November
29th, right?
27th.
the 29th.
We're
January.
only talking
January.
about one, it's on the agenda.
yes, we'll do the January, not the
Yes.
November.
So does anybody?
No, those are good. All in favor?
So amend
Aye.
January 29th,
Right,
Okay,
So
Everybody,
Bill
2024.
motioned and Jim seconded?
yes.
yes,
Okay.
or January
So
20.
that one's all set.
Okay, so we're good on that. We're getting the other ones in order. Thank you so much.
In the survey,
And the survey will be on our
And
next agenda,
Bill said the monkey is the way to go.
Survey monkey? Yeah,
Yes.
I think
next
so.
agenda.
We all gotta think about what we want.
Okay, so think of questions.
So that,
You know what?
that's almost pushing us into, this is what we think.
So, yeah.
We don't
so-
have to think too hard. Can Rebecca forward us,
options.
Survey monkey that Boxborough did, then we
Well,
can.
Boxford.
base-
Well, it's from Jen.
Whoever.
Jen,
Then we
Jen
can
sent me the
plagiarize.
link. You sent me the link to Boxford and that's where I'm
Second
finding.
that,
yeah, there's a lot
plagiarism.
of stuff there.
Rebecca, do you have that
That's a good
link
point.
that Jen sent to Box? That's
Make
where
it
I'm
easier
finding.
on us. Why not?
I have a
Those
meeting.
wicked
this
smart
week
people
with
over there.
the Congress group.
I know, you got
Like us,
mentioned.
we're not gonna-
You were
I
praised,
said just like
she was
us.
praised in their meeting,
Let me finish.
one of their meetings.
Let me finish. I let
Take
you
care of it.
finish.
Yeah. No, I mean, they have so much information.
They do.
It's really good.
I like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, before you adjourn, could I ask 2 questions?
Two.
Two.
Last time was only one.
Those,
All right,
That was
go
last
ahead.
okay.
The requirement, my name is David Greenwald, I'm the health, Board of Health Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you, just so we know, everybody knows who you are.
The automation, is that gonna include recycling as well?
The automated
Automation.
pickup, yeah, if we go to cards, it'll
So you'll
include.
get a card for
You
recycling.
get 2
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah,
So I'm just gonna make a recommendation,
go right
take
ahead.
it for what it's worth.
Yep.
If you're gonna do cards, go smaller trash card, the larger recycling.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave. Great
Garbage
idea.
recycling,
Yes,
Great idea.
Storage.
Thank you.
concur.
the other, remark, question,
Large.
Taylor mentioned something about bulk item pickup. Is that
Yeah.
gonna include mattresses and box springs?
I don't know. We'd have to have a back. for
We
that.
have to cover that. We have to cover that.
No, but right now, both doesn't
Typically
do that.
has not.
Okay, so if I may,
Yeah,
I understand now that we have to go to Mellow, residents have to take them to Mellow. I think based on some research that the department has done, that I've done, there is
Yeah.
options out there for curbside recycling and mattresses and box. springs. That would
Wow.
be no cost to the town.
oh,
Cool.
That this-
Thank you for that too.
Should
cool.
look
Well,
into.
I think you should relay that information to us as quickly as possible so that we can use it to the best of our advantage.
Well, I can tell you that the company is Tough Stuff Recycling.
Okay.
The curbside collection is $55 and the town doesn't have to do anything except
Thank you.
work with Tough Stuff. They'll create the link. They pay the company, they set it up, and they pick it up at the resident's curbs.
So what's the
Now,
way
that
that,
being said, if you want to save the residents some money.
Yeah.
They could do it for $33 a unit and we could get a grant through DEP to put a container down at the highway department,
Okay, where you could bring it?
where you could bring it and you could make it a regional hub and they would pick it up there once a month.
Regional hub for
Dave,
mattresses.
come to more meetings. Come
I
to more
love
meetings.
it.
Now, I don't know how it would work, but it's $33 in that instance per unit. If the town wanted to create a revenue stream to hire somebody to monitor that container, they
Yeah.
could charge out of town residents a little, out of towners a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
They only open the highway for brush and things on Saturdays, I think.
Very
Same
cool.
house.
You wait to see how it's
All right,
compost.
well, okay, we're adjourned, so I gotta run, I guess.
Dave, thank you.
I'm gonna share the next. meeting.
All right, let me turn this off.
Thank you, guys.